Hi everyone, I'm Misha. I would like to welcome you to Chapter 3, The Yellow Emperor's Classic of Medicine in the Modernized World. Hello, how's everything there? In the opening chapters of the HDNJ, we are introduced to a worldview that feels both ancient and urgently modern. The idea is simple. Human life is not separate from nature. We are part of it. This is where yin and yang comes in. Yin and yang describe how this rhythm operates. Yang is movement. Yin is restoration. So life is not meant to stay in one state. It is meant to move between the two. Let's begin Chapter 3, the 5 elements. To present the 5 elements, Wuqing, from the wisdom of the HDNJ in a modern world, the key is to translate ancient philosophy into daily life, leadership, wellness, and emotional balance. Chapter 3 to the 5 elements. The HDNJ described the human body and the universe through 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. These are not just philosophical ideas. They are patterns of energy that explain how life grows, transforms, stabilizes, refines, and renews. In today's modern world, where stress, speed, and technology dominate our lives, the 5 elements provide a map back to balance. Each element represents a function in nature, a system in the body, and a quality in human life. When these elements are balanced, health, clarity, and harmony emerge. When they fall out of balance, we experience burnout, anxiety, fatigue, and disease. Let's translate the 5 elements into the language of modern living. In the context of the HDNJ, the wood element is not just a physical tree. It represents a type of life energy and movement in both nature and the human body. Let me explain it. Wood represents growth, expansion, direction, vision, and rising energy upward and outward. Like a tree pushes outward, spreads outward, and cannot stay still. Wood is the force that initiates life and movement. This is why it is linked to spring, the beginning of all life cycles. In Chapter 1 and 2, I talk about heaven and human, yin and yang. In HDNJ, every element has a yin-yang organ pair. Wood element corresponds to human body, liver yin, and gallbladder yang. Liver focuses on internal and substance functional, and gallbladder focuses on action function. So what happens if wood energy is out of balance? In HDNJ, the liver is not just an organ. It represents inner system of storing blood for body nourishment, ensuring smooth flow of qi, emotional regulation, vision, and life direction. So liver is the strategist and planner of life energy. So what happens if liver energy is not balanced? Since we say liver has a yin element, which functions as strategist, planner, and life flow manager, when the liver falls out of balance, emotions don't flow, they get stuck. Clarity fades. Direction is lost. A person can feel heavy, even without knowing why, and the smallest trigger can ignite a sudden wave of irritation. On the contrary, when the liver is in harmony, everything flows. Emotions move with ease, not getting stuck, not overwhelming. There is clarity, a sense of direction, and a quiet steadiness within. Even in the face of challenges, the response is measured, not reactive. Gallbladder has a yang wood energy. It is the commander that takes action. The gallbladder has an outer function of decision-making, courage and execution, as well as action. When the gallbladder falls out of balance, indecision, procrastination, fear, and hesitation will fall into the plate. A person can feel heavy and cannot proceed with next step or action, and without knowing why. On the contrary, when the gallbladder is at its best, everything flows. Clear decision, courage to go, and ability to take action. Hi there, this is the most important insight. How liver and gallbladder work together in the modern world. We say that liver is the super planner, so liver gives vision, direction, and strategy. Gallbladder will command courage, decision, and action. In our real life situation, you know what you want to do. It means your liver is working, but you cannot decide or act. It means gallbladder is weak. I hope you can now see the connection, the wood energy expressed through the liver and the gallbladder. Hi there, this is the end of chapter 3.1, Wood Element. I hope you now have a clearer understanding of how the HDNJ views yin and yang using wood element in our body system. In summary, we need to be aware there are people today are not lacking ability. What they are lacking is the internal alignment between yin and yang. Wood is the force that begins all movement in life. It is the energy of growth, expansion, and direction. Within us, it lives through the liver and the gallbladder. One gives vision, the other gives courage to act. When wood is in balance, life flows. We feel clear, decisive, and aligned with our path. But when it is blocked, we feel stuck, frustrated, and easily triggered. So true health is not just about the body. It is about keeping this flow of direction and action alive within us. See you in next chapter on fire element.